example. It's like at the anvil. Like, you see that anvil? Boom, that's it. That explains it right there.
I agree. You can say there's no gravity, but there's still force, right? You can just call it
the buoyant force.
Yeah, you just call it the buoyant force.
You displaced something. Remember?
You displaced something.
Yeah, work has actually been done. Something got displaced. So force, right? Like Mike was saying, transfer of energy, right? Let's say, okay, F equals MA. Let's just stick with this, guys. It's okay. I can play this because I divide by little g, so I play this game. It's all good. F equals MA. And then what work would be force multiplied by distance, if I'm not mistaken. Physics, basic physics, right? So you take that force, then you move an object, and now you've done work. And that's calculated in joules. And how fast you do that work, that's called power. Now you take that's joules per second in watts or horsepower. 1 horsepower is like 746 watts, if I'm not mistaken. So that's how this goes. What we're talking about here are fundamentals of physics. You can't just like, here, this. No. You have to take it one step at a time because it's stringed together. It's a building block, like mathematics, right?
Cyrus, is he implying that something's moving when it's not moving due to a force?
No, actually, he said he didn't say it was moving.
He was saying once it starts moving, then the action and the friction and all the forces apply. But when something's not moving, it's not moving, right? I mean, there's no force applied when it's not moving. But I actually think that's what he's saying.
Well, the question comes from, why aren't the island Neverland, right? Like, why would you think this rock should be floating in the sky? What would give you that idea? What, right? Like, because space vacuum was like, what? Get the hell out of here, man! Like, nobody's gonna look at a rock and wonder why the rock doesn't float up flat horizon and wonder like if it's a ball. It's the same thing. Like only if you think the Earth is a ball would you wonder why things aren't floating in the sky.
Well, things do float, right?
Equals 0.
Rocks float.
Not rocks, but like a hot air.
Hey, did you see that article I posted? Relative density. Did you see that?
But why shouldn't rocks float too? Right? Why shouldn't elephants be floating?
Ethan is an educated man, bro. You can just smash him with Newton right away, or Einstein.
Smash him
like, yeah, dude, you just hit him. Here, I got you. Coming right. Dude, fluid mechanics. I love fluid mechanics.
I don't know anything about fluid mechanics.
Oh man, it's like if you study fluid mechanics, that's all you ever need to smash the globe to fucking bits. You need nothing else. But
I got a degree in computer engineering.
What globe?
Okay, we can talk in the same lingo. I got you.
What globe? Sure. What globe? Where does it exist?
What is this? What slide?
What globe? Where's it at? Where's this globe?
We're on it right now.
Really? We're on a globe.
Yeah.
Right.
What for?
Okay, cool. Where?
It's like
where?
We can't find it. Well, I've been looking for this globe. I used to think it was a globe. When I figured out that it could not be a globe. I'm looking for some really good evidence that what they told me about this globe is true, and I can't find it. So, Ethan, can you help us out, man? We're really.
I used to think the globe threatening you. And I did some thinking, and I thought it's not a globe.
Yeah.
Here, Ethan.
Send it over.
Right. Yeah. Red Rover, send the globe right on over.
I used to know it was a globe.
From a college textbook, nothing.
Oh, okay. Well,
you see that? See that WS right there?
Oh yeah, I see that WS. What about it, bro? You see that other arrow FB right there, brother? There are two. Yeah. Then if you play this game, I play with 2. You play with 2 or you play with 1. You're saying force down. I will not give you that. You say it's an equilibrium. You got 2 things that are tugging on every object. Let's play ball. I will say yes.
Yeah,
you say, dude, okay, 2 forces? Then yes. 1? Fuck no.
There is a bunch of different forces on everything, right?
No, on a resting object. Let's just
on a resting object.
Yeah, let's just simplify this, man. Then we'll move it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm with you.
So
You got F. You said WS. I shall give you WS, sir. If you give me FB, what's up?
So you
Call.
have so let's say a cup on a table, right? Say a cup on the table.
Yeah.
You got WS pointing down,
Mhm.
right? And then you got the table going up, right?
No, that's the buoyant force pulling the cup up in the fluid because it's submerged in fluid, right?
I was talking about cup on the table, but yeah, there is a
well,
buoyancy force, right?
let's make the cup a cylinder and just that way it's not confusing. Just a block, yeah. Let's just boom block. Body A solid, just like the slide, right? You know that's what they use. Solid. Let's just use a fucking solid. So solid. So are you going to give me the buoyant force up that's trying to pull it towards the sky? If you give me that, I'll give you the imaginary force that's pulling it down, bro, and we call it bending and warping of space-time. And we can move on to actual Earth curvature.
I agree.
I know this is too kooky for most people, but I love this shit because I spent time and money studying it, so I never knew that I can use it against them. So when I learned that I can, I looked at it with fresh pair of eyes. It's like, there are two forces there, not one.
Yeah, there's two forces.
Awesome,
there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Right,
Everything has. There's even
we
things
agree
doing
again.
a thing. There's wind on the cup, you know. There's friction acting against the wind, right? There's all sorts of different frictions going on, all sorts of forces going on all at the same time on objects, right?
But we simplified it because it's not moving, so the friction, the static friction, you don't have to calculate because that would be if you're trying to move it sideways. Then go to dynamic friction, right?
What if the WS wasn't there? What would happen?
It would go upwards, right? So these two for any given body, and let's put some numbers on this because we can, if you want. It will move whenever this is not zero. It's moving in one way or another. So let's take up as positive and down as negative. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Down. So that's how we would describe it.
So there is a force down.
So there is a force up.
Yeah, there is also a force up.
All right, then there is also a force down, sir. Like I said, I'm a man of my word. You give me the force up, I give you the force down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. Hot air balloons fly.
Done. However, my reason for the force up is buoyancy, and the one that's pointing down is the weight of the object.
Yeah, the weight.
Yeah. Like it says in the diagram. All right.
I agree. The weight is pushing it.
I'm awesome. Listen, I will also give you little G. You just don't know this yet. You just gotta keep talking to me. You'll discover that I'll give you fucking little G for a reason. Because you'll understand that F equals ma, right? So you have this force. If you want it to make sense in the end, you're gonna turn it into pounds or kilograms, which means you're gonna divide out little G.
It wouldn't be kilograms, right? Because that would be.
It would be kilograms. Yeah. Then you take kilograms to 2. Or divide by 2.2. Whatever. Yeah. I work in kilos. Way smoother. Just works. Way. Yeah. You already know.
I work in pounds.
We're in agreement. I like this guy.
You work in pounds.
I work in ounces and pounds because it's way higher. Sometimes grams because I don't know.
Use a helium balloon. Of course, a lot of us use that example on here. Helium balloon, it will displace air, which is more dense than it. So,
yep, the FB is more than the WS, so it goes up.
Yep. All right, done. All right, see,
I don't disagree with the force.
Done, sir. All right, done. We're good, man.
Yeah,
we're good. All right.
All these forces.
Here is where this is. I don't. Because I know how to play with it. I put my neck out there. I will also give you WS equals F equals MA and A equals 9.81 meter per second square, motherfucker.
Yeah,
I'll even give you that. Let's go, because this is a convention. You can work your way out of it. You know what I mean? Mathematically. Back to kilograms. So it makes sense.
Can I try a meme? Can I try a meme now?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, you could go with meme.
You remember that? You remember those memes? All these forces. And you want to go with gravity? No. Okay.
I honestly, if you could believe there's a force pulling you down on a flat Earth, there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing inherently wrong with that.
All right. See, now when you bust out the scalpel, it's like, why the acceleration downwards, right? That you guys have an issue with. the priest of science from your side, which I was there, said it's right because the effect things fall down, right? So let's not label the effect as gravity. We know that. Label it whatever the fuck you want to label it, man. We're trying to discuss the cause. What is causing this shit? And Sir Einstein said it's the bending and warping of space-time, and that's
yeah.
Yeah, there's no mass attracting mass, so there's no magic bungee. Now it got complicated, and we have to play ball here because this is mainstream. So you know,
you could say there's some other something.
I think
you
what's
know,
pulling us down is the lack of cannabis in our diets.
Oh no, dude! This blunt is phenomenal.
Stop bringing me down, gravity.
Why does smoke go upwards?
It's less dense.
Yeah, and also because the heat, right? You know, like hot air
heat.
balloon. Yeah. So because the heat, right? The molecules jitter more, so they sort of more density goes down. Yep.
If that were true, I think I'd be the healthiest guy in the world because I smoke probably more weed than all you.
I smoke. I'm out of here. It's like, yeah.
So you want to rant?
A month
You want to go to thermodynamics now and gases, basic stuff. Nothing too complicated.
Yeah, I didn't take any classes.
I appreciate all the stuff I learned from y'all.
All right, this diagram I think is one of the best diagrams to explain entropy in a nutshell. Boom, from a physics book. I can link you the book. It is from physics for scientists and engineers, I believe. I'm not sure which edition.
Let me pull it up.
Matter like if there's no curvature, what gravity is, and all these silly ideas about space and Narnia, and Neverland, and shit.
All right.
I mean, what a big red herring, right? That's a big one. You're gonna have to split it.
Herrings.
Donato, you can both say gravity isn't a force, but it acts like a force, right?
No. What does that mean?
No,
well,
you can
from a server's
here. I have a scalpel. I'm sorry, and a microscope.
Right? Because
does the effect do work?
I think we just discussed that. We said,
Did you just say a scalpel and a telescope, or did you say a microscope?
Microscope.
And here we go into that would be a transfer of energy from effect.
All right. At 22 minutes after the hour, I posted 2 slides right next to each other from the same textbook, the fluid mechanics textbook.
Yeah.
This is a cool one because now you're going to hear this a lot, of course, that Earth, ball Earth, with an atmosphere on it violates the second law of thermodynamics, right? A lot. You're going to hear this. Okay. Now you're going to have to explain how, and we'll get to this. Because what your mind is about to tell you, science, like you're going to contradict the kinetic theory of gases.
Yeah, I'm gonna contradict it, right? I'm gonna contradict it right now. Okay,
let's go. Yeah.
So
now demonstrate it.
After liquid dynamics or dynamics or whatever you call it. I never took anything related to this. But
fluid dynamics.
Fluid dynamics. Well, yeah, I never took a class on that shit. I don't know jack shit about it.
Liquids and gases are both classified as fluids.
Yeah.
However, liquids are incompressible. Okay. And gases are compressible.
Yep.
When you compress, you get heat. Okay, that's thermo now. So, anyways, go on.
So when you talk about fluid dynamics, you usually, Maxwell's law and everything, he used fluid dynamics to do all this stuff. Particles act like individual things, right? They act like individual, like marbles, you could say. Particles, they act like little balls.
No. Different particles act in different ways. Particles of gas, particles of solid, particles of liquid. Which one?
Wave
particles. We could talk about gas.
Those are photons, and photons really don't have a place in mechanics. They really don't. That's how.
This is why
mechanics.
What they literally do, bro. What about the photoelectric effect?
So
I studied mechanical engineering. Tell me, in what course, sir, do we cover the photoelectric effect? What course is that?
Quantum mechanics.
That's an elective. If you want to take it, you don't have to take quantum for anything.
It's
So-
not needed for engineering.
Nope. And I studied all my courses were energy courses. They're all gas turbines, HVAC,
You know why it's not needed for
internal
engineering?
combustion engines. Those are
Because
all
it's not applied to
level
any
electives.
engineering process.
in quantum physics,
Except if you're building lasers.
building or you work at a fab or something.
Yeah, that uses lasers. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, they do use lasers at fabs.
I understand for silicon chips. Yep. I like
Yeah.
that. I'm into
So
that.
Cyrus,
I love this stuff, bro. Trust
I-
me. Love it. I have my own. If you're nerdy, I built my own T laser, TEA, or transverse. What? Excited atmospheric. It's a nitrogen laser that you don't need mirrors. The gain is so high that you don't need fucking mirrors. It will laze air, bro. Air. I got pics of it if you're interested.
So Cyrus, I have a question
Yeah,
for you.
anyways.
All right.
I don't know how nerdy you are, but
Gases. You have that WS gases.
Okay, you're still on that slide. I was hoping I posted a couple more slides for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see the slides.
All right. So which one? Back to the WS, the solid.
We don't need to talk about the solid, but gases have they
No,
have mass.
gases. There. I see. Look, this is what I'm saying. This is a college textbook.
Mm-hmm.
They identified it here with this equation as a solid, right? They didn't say it's a gas, because here,
Yeah, because if they did a gas, it would like dissipate in surrounding.
page 41.
Yeah.
And there's these slides, I think. Yeah, page 7 and 8. So we need to go there first, right? That was advanced, because now in the beginning of this here, it tells you the difference between a liquid and a gas. And that's critical.
So liquid.
First, then we'll.
Yeah. So you don't think there's a WS on the
No, there is not.
air?
They say there is not. So I have to go with the same guys that gave me this, and they say there's not. I say there's not. They will, and I have many chemistry textbooks. I took pictures. I'll post them. But fuck, they're old, so I'm gonna have to dig for them. That they all agree in. Gravity has no effect on gas molecules. And that's the kinetic theory of gases. You can look it up from any university you would like. Any of them. I swear to
They
God.
say gravity doesn't affect.
No, it has little to no effect, to be very accurate in what I'm saying. A lot of them say little to no effect on gas molecules.
Can you show me?
Yep, yes, I can. Okay. Since you asked, now I gotta dig.
Yeah, I want to see.
Done. Okay, I'll dig. Yes, sir. It's your right, because that is my claim. So I will post it. Just give me a minute. If someone else want to take the mic? I'm looking for pictures now. So
What do you want? A worksheet for what? Gas pressure?
References that say for kinetic theory of gases that say gravity has no effect on gas molecules. If you guys got university citations on hand, please post them until I dig my actual photographs from textbooks. Here, chemistry textbooks. Yep.
Yeah, but I think that citation's on the micro level. I don't think that works on the macro level.
What macro level are you talking about, sir? What's that? Explain.
Like the Earth as a whole.
In yourself, son.
Like if you have like a container, like a jar of gas, like obviously it's not gonna have that much of an effect, but like on the Earth as a whole, it's
why does gravity amplify or something as you go bigger?
Cyrus, I actually have a question for you.
Here, look. Just to. All right, go ahead. Here, wait. Before you ask, because I'm digging through pictures and
dig through the pictures.
yeah. All right. So, wait. Gravity is strongest at the surface. So, as you go up, it gets weaker. So, if you're gonna claim that's where it's gonna fucking hold on to molecules, fuck, what a fucking claim, man. Because it gets weaker as you go up. So you can't tell me that's where it holds it. You must claim that it holds it on the fucking surface, because that's where it's strongest. That's where it's holding everything, right? Except those fucking things. And that's called the kinetic theory of gases. You give it more heat, shit goes up. Boom! That's what we discovered, man. You give it more heat, it goes up. just for gases. Like they get more excited, it goes up in density, right? Anyways, now I'm digging through the pictures, and go ahead, Sarah. Go ask your question.
So I forgot what I was going to say, but so you don't think gases have potential energy?
The kinetic energy, it's the kinetic theory of gases. They're always in motion, unless, if I'm not mistaken,
well, they can have potential energy.
They don't have the amount of energy that's transferred to them through heat.
And then if you change phase, then it becomes a liquid. Then we can discuss the liquid, and you go solid. We'll discuss the solid molecularly, right? Because that's how they're defined: solid, liquid. The phases of matter are here. I got slides.
I want to see these slides.
I got slides. Textbooks, bro. Love it. I got slides.
I love textbooks.
Same here, man. It's great. They just explain it for you. A lot of smart motherfuckers sat down and were like, let's break this shit down.
Yeah. So, but they do have potential energy, right? They must.
Oh,
right?
Because KE equals PE. It's wherever that it rests.
Well, whatever the equation is, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm down. Yeah,
because they have potential energy.
Because of the equation, I feel yes. If they ever rest, yeah, sure. But they say that they don't, unless you freeze them, right? Change phase.
Well, you agree because I could I'm sure I could find situations where they would have potential energy, right? I could probably design something.
You probably can find, people isolated gases, man, and shit like that. So yeah. That's we changed the phase, and we know we gases. So.
If I have gases in a cup, I need a certain amount of potential energy to lift it up. I need a certain amount of energy to lift it up.
Must have a lid. You know that, right?
I could have sulfur hydroxide that stays in it a little bit.
No, but it's still entropying though. Yeah. Okay.
It'll stay in the cup for a while.
Okay, fine.
And then I take this cup. Maybe I put a lid on it until I go high up, and then I could dump it out, and then the gases go down. Right? I put potential energy into that cup of sulfur hydroxide, and all the gases went down.
Yeah, well, the potential energy in gases it's in the collisions of gas. As standard gas moves, they collide against each other.
Yeah.
So
that's part of it, right?
Plus heat, yeah.
The reference I'm using is very specific. It's called the kinetic, and this is the modern, mainstream model that they teach. So, I don't know of another. If you do know of this, please present it, because this is official. This is mainstream titles, mainstream science. It's called kinetic theory of gases. Yes. Yeah. While I dig for the photos, I'll actually just link some MIT or something real quick.
Yeah, just link it. But as I was saying, I could put potential energy in sulfur hydroxide, right? I could cap it. I could take a cup of it, cap it, bring it up, dump it out, and then let's say I call it. It's
an ideal state. Ideal states don't exist in the atmosphere or reality.
Well, I'm not talking about ideal state. I'm just saying I have a cup. Let's say it's sulfur hydroxide, but colored.
Pure. You don't get it that pure in that amount in nature.
Well, it doesn't really matter if it's
an ideal state. We produce it and manufacture it that way.
Yeah, I agree. You don't find sulfur hydroxide laying around.
When you just release it. So it'll sit there for a minute and you can do funny things with it, but before too long it'll dissipate. It'll expand and it'll fill the available area.
Yeah. You dump it out or whatever, it'll sink because that's what it does. And it goes down.
Depends on what temperature it's at, whether or not it'll sink or rise. Be honest.
Yeah, I'm just saying
to matter at different temperatures.
Yeah,
that's not in ideal form.
Yeah, not that important to what I'm saying, right?
Well, what you're saying is this ideal gas will do that, and I'm just saying that's not analogous to the atmosphere or anything in it.
They're both gases, right?
They're ideal gases, and you can't walk around that. That's not minuscule.
Sure, it's
There's no ideal states of gas in reality.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I take this
not
cup.
Natural.
Yeah.
I
Well, I'm
got
just saying.
I got pics uploading, so I did find some stuff.
All right. So I take this cup of sulfur hydroxide, I bring it up, and I dump it out. It's going to go down. Let's say I don't think sulfur hydroxide has a color or anything, but let's say it has a color and I can see it go down. I put potential energy in it. So on the globe Earth model, the gas doesn't have enough energy to leave, right? It doesn't have the gas on the atmosphere. It needs energy to go up, right? It needs energy to go up. It
that's
doesn't
funny.
have that energy.
They say it's colder the closer you get to the sun, but in reality, we would logically assume that as you climb up, it'd be hotter up there.
Well,
closer to the transfer spot or the convection spot. As the heat convects into our atmosphere
man,
from the sun, solar winds, and rays.
Good stuff for you right there. I'm not sure how many books. I think 3 different books or 2.
Donatello, my direct messages have been closed for hours, especially for things that I already know. So when you're preaching to the choir, remember, this isn't my first rodeo. I don't need any of that
friendly guy.
Normally stuff that I would give to you. I don't need that. I know all the gas laws.
Yeah.
I didn't see an example for any of Gussic's laws. Are you hip to Gussick?
I don't know much about
Gussick laws. You see, whenever you invoke gases, now there's okay, check this out, bro. I call this a holy trinity, and this is not religious. This is quite me. This is me being very kooky with science. PV and T, pressure, volume, and temperature, when you're talking about gases, are married, bro. They are intertwined. They are a braid. You cannot ever talk about one without messing with the other two. You know what I'm saying? So they're okay. Yep. All right. Awesome. So if a gas must, you have to specify a volume. So now we're, because now we're working with pressure, and is the volume
pressure over volume
constant or not? Or because you got specific heats. You got specific heats for at different values at constant pressure or constant volume. That's why
you increase the heat, you increase the pressure. What also increases with there? Come on, these are the laws, right?
The heat, temperature.
Hold up. Let's say we have water and we're just changing the pressure, changing the volume, I should say, by pumping air out, and it's boiling off.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a temperature difference.
You are actually pumping heat out with the mechanical pump. You are.
If I'm pumping air out, I'm pumping heat out, but it's still boiling.
Water will freeze. It will boil and then will freeze under just vacuum. I can go downstairs.
No, I trust that. I trust that.
Boyle's law.
How did it freeze?
Relationship between pressure and volume in a gas at a constant temperature.
It lost heat. You know why? Because there's something called sensible heat and latent heat. What's that magic shit? That's heat that's lost in the phase change. So whenever you're changing phase, it requires energy. And because you're removing molecules, so now the water is evaporating at room temperature, at lower pressure. So what's going on? It's losing heat and temperature is dropping. And it will keep evaporating until it freezes. Then it will sublimate. It will just go frozen to gas. Boom, boom. It will just skip liquid right away.
Okay, but PV are on one side of the equation. Is it possible to modulate P in relation to V and not affect T?
Okay, so what are you going to do? How are you going to...
As you increase pressure, volume decreases without changing the right side of the equation.
So you're... Okay. You're expanding the volume?
Yeah, you could expand the volume, reducing the pressure, with leaving temperature the same, for instance.
It drops, though.
So you're saying... theoretically, hold up. So there's in actuality and there's theoretically.
No. That's actuality. Actuality.
Yeah.
When you do that, the temperature of the fluid will go down. You compress it, temperature goes up of the fluid. Actuality. And you know what? These diesel motors work on this exact principle. There's no spark plugs. They're called compression ignition engines. They work on compressing the air first, not air and fuel, then injecting the fuel. And because of the temperature of the air is so hot, it'll auto-ignite. and there's auto ignition temperature for different fuels, and blah 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 blah. I studied this. So I love this shit.
Yep.
Bread and butter, heat. Like I should put like Cyrus Heatman or something like that as last name. I love heat. Explains a lot of shit. So yes, when you expand the volume, the molecules have more space. They lose energy.
You just
Kinetic
keep
theory.
repeating the laws, bro. Right? You're going from Boyles to Charles to Galus.
Yeah.
Avogadros.
It's good stuff, but
like plucking a string on a harp.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Oh, of course, man. Hop in. What's up?
Yeah, about the heat and the equation you said.
Yep. Ideal gas or PV equals nRT.
I don't know science.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, it's fine. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the Earth. How many energy from sun that Earth?
Okay.
Contain. Yeah. Okay. Then the space is upper. You know, the space must be hotter. Is it? I'm just asking.
No, it gets cooler. And then it gets hotter again according to, hold on. So,
sorry for the comic question. Why is the heat is especially for Earth and not space?
It's the surface, because the common understanding is heating the surface of the Earth that's interacting with the heat and radiation or whatever. It's not convective.
Okay.
Because it's not convective.
Can you think for a second?
It's not convective.
Like a flatter. Okay, that the Earth is a very big surface, and the sun is just let me say like a lamp, like a heat provider, or something that God provide for Earth. It's a small thing. It's like a watch. You know, the sun and the moon, it's like a watch for the Earth. That's it. That's what they are for. It's not like
but the sun gives you heat, right? Gives you life. God made it that way. Sure, if that's cool. I have no problem going with that.
Never knows.
It's cool.
I just spoke last week here about religion, and there is a lot of no, don't speak. Okay, but I don't think.
You know why? Because if you reference your textbook, then another guy's going to reference his textbook.
Yeah, I know that.
That's why let's reference science, and then you can say God made it that way. Okay, I love that. Cool. That's what I say at the end. But
I really appreciate that, and I'm really talking about respecting other thoughts, religions, believings, everything. But I'm just talking about when you see the sun circle, you see the moon circle, you see the reflection, you see everything. I think by visually they are the same size, they are the same I think distance. I think look,
your
about
question
saying
was with
I
the pressure
think
temperature, right?
about saying thinking, when I say I think, I'm not forcing my thought, but I'm believing. But when I say I think, I say it like respecting other thoughts.
Mm-hmm. You
But
think,
I
therefore
believe,
you are.
Yeah. I believe they are near. They are. Yeah. I don't know. I think.
Yo, Cyrus.
believe. Yeah, whatever.
So, all right. So you're pumping the air out, therefore expanding the water, right? And as a result, you're losing heat in that little chamber, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So your pump, if you notice, if you do that, if you have fluids, you can't get high vacuums if you have a fingerprint that you left it inside your high vacuum chamber. You know that? Why? Because it'll off gas. That's called off gassing. And because the idea
let me
is
set up the
we
question
are
before it gets lost.
mechanically removing the molecules, so we're creating this void, mechanical void. You are physically chucking these fucking things out of the chamber for real. That's how the pumps are built, to work this way on this principle. To grab these chunks of stuff and just physically remove it. So you have this void of unnatural shit that has nothing.
All right. So really quickly.
Right.
So you're pumping the air out. You're expanding the.
And you cut out
the water. It's cool.
Oh, you cut. You're chopping.
Chopping?
Roboting, man. Yeah.
Yo, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Mic check.
Now I
Hi,
think so.
hello.
What's up? Yes, you're expanding. You're removing.
Right. Cool.
So you're decreasing the
expanding.
pressure. So here, let's.
So as it's boiling, at some point, it's gonna freeze.
Yes. Yep. At room. Well, it's not gonna be room temperature, but yes, it will freeze. Yep. Cracked tubes this way.
As
it expanded. It froze where I wasn't expecting it to freeze, and because water expands, and it cracked a few of my test tubes. I was like, "Oh, motherfucker!"
So
because
before it starts boiling or after it's boiling, like when does it happen? Because it just seems counterintuitive to me.
Oh, okay. So now we're going to have to get into something called the steam tables. This is thick thermodynamics. This is where people fail thermodynamics because this is where it gets thick. Right. So we're going to have to, we're going to have to get the steam tables out, man.
Okay, forget that then. Forget that.
Because, okay, no,
Think of it.
Check this out. Water boils at 100 degrees C at sea level at 14.7 psi above it. Because I'm looking for the slide now that tells you that liquids form something called a free surface. And that, like, you have a pressurized gas above it. And there's, remember, equilibrium stuff going on here with the heat. So now, if it's 14.7 psi at that surface, you're going to need 100 degrees C, like, temperature to reach that. Then the phase change will happen. However, if you decrease that, you don't need 100 degrees C, and it will actually start boiling at less. So if you're on top of a mountain, it'll boil at 95 degrees C or whatever. So
Can I just look at a gallon of water and get it to start boiling? Can I do that yet?
No, we have to mechanically pump it out. That's what
depends
we're
on how good you are at smoldering.
So your whatever 1 horsepower vacuum pump, you are removing heat at 1 horsepower rate in a small ass fucking container. So like it depends on the efficiency of your pump, of course, and shit like that. Yeah, you're gonna drop temperature's gonna drop quick.
Okay, so the inverse would also be true then, right? If you're reducing the volume of the water, you're going to be increasing the pressure. Like, for instance, if you're going deep in the ocean and the pressure is increasing, does that mean that it should be getting heat and it getting warmer as you go down?
Remember the fundamentals between a liquid and a gas. Gases are compressible. Liquids are not. And I said this like I think 20 minutes.
Yes, they are.
No, they are not. Can you what liquid, bro? That's how hydraulics work. We use oils, or you can even use water, but rust your stuff. But it's not. It's considered incompressible. Yeah. Look, I'll give you that it compresses a minuscule amount at tremendous amounts of force. So that I'll give you. However, we can divide that out because it's so minuscule, dude. We're being realistic. So they are considered in fluid mechanics as incompressible fluids, and you work out all your equations as there's no loss in the compression. Because loss, what do you mean loss? Energy, this mechanical energy that you spend 10 units of heat. Now there's friction loss. Let's say it's a piston, friction loss at every joint. Boom, 10 units of heat. how much actually of that reaches the air to compress it. Let's say 8 units. You lost 2 units due to friction. What happened there? Well, friction turned into heat, and then it dissipated to the atmosphere. That's where the 2 units of gasoline actually went. Now you got still 8 in the gas, and boom, that's efficiency, right? So there's always efficiency of these systems, and you will always lose it as you go down. So, but when you compress the gases, there's now these 8 units of, I'm just pushing a piston, right, in a closed volume, right? Because that energy I spent from my arm or from the gasoline, that actually goes into the fluid. And you can measure it. Temperature goes up of the fluid, the air. That's compressible, because what does that mean, right? The mass is the same. The mass of the mixture is the same, but the volume changed. What happens?
Okay, so basically, if water was more compressible, then we would expect it to get warmer as we went down in the ocean.
During the compression phase. But then it will, like, okay, so a piston, compress the air in the piston, right, all the way, and then hold it there. What's going to happen? Well, heat transfer is going to start happening, right? And eventually it will reach room temperature.
Yeah, it'll equalize.
Ah, there you go. So it's like, and that's called an adiabatic process, where it's theoretical, of course, in nature, where you do the process so fast there's no heat loss, and that's called adiabatic.
Do you agree that the reason we have a pressure gradient in water is because water
is
incompressible?
No, because you have more water.
Electrics worked.
You have
based
more
off
water.
the temperature and the basis of the
No,
base.
let me finish, guys. Let me finish. So the reason we have a pressure gradient is because water is compressible, not incompressible.
No, I wouldn't. I would not claim that.
I would.
Well, go ahead, but you're actually carrying more water on top of your head as you go down, so that's why you feel.
I know, but if it was truly incompressible, you'd have these perfectly elastic collisions. The energy would translate instantly from the top of where, like, the piston is, for instance, to the bottom of the ocean floor.
No,
right?
If you put if you put water in that piston, something is breaking. No, in the piston, we're talking about gases. Ideal gas, not ideal solid law. No, or ideal liquid. No. This is gas.
Hypothetically, let's say you were able to have the super strong piston that could provide enough force to compress the water. Or, to press on the water.
Yeah,
if it was truly incompressible, the energy would translate through it, instantly. There would be no energy lost because the collisions would be perfect.
I don't know.
But that would be impossible. The water would have to be contained by something, so it can't just be compressed.
Water is always contained.
No. Exactly. So I'm like, what is it being compressed into? It wouldn't just be just the water, right?
What do you mean? It's the energy would translate to the container immediately.
Exactly.
There would be no energy lost.
All right.
It would be impossible. Like, the volume would not change, right? Because this energy would not be lost whatsoever.
It would just be transferred to the container. Exactly.
So we wouldn't have a pressure gradient within that water if it was perfectly incompressible. But because water is compressible, that the energy is lost, in these collisions,
I'm going to use citation for that.
The weight is going to add up upon it. That's why you have all of the weight of the vertical air column weighing down on this water, and it's causing, as you go down, the water above as well, it's causing this pressure gradient.
Does this got anything to do with flat Earth?
No, it's just something to think about.
Yeah,
because we say that water is incompressible, and that's just wrong.
Okay, listen, I will concede if you post a citation that it is compressible. Like, I know it is a tiny amount. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. If it's that compressible, like, okay, citation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, we agree that it is, a tiny amount compressible. But my point is,
how tiny? Do you know how tiny that is?
It doesn't matter. Hold on. This is my point. My point is that compressibility is the necessary antecedent for having a pressure gradient. Internally.
It's an interesting point of topic to think about, because I haven't really looked at it that way before. And thinking it in just a basis of that, and not looking at the specific number and just, okay, if it is this, then it has to be Y. Like,
because if it was incompressible, it would be like, your ideal liquid, right? It'll be like almost like an ideal gas law.
Yeah.
It'd be like ideal fluid law.
It is. We treat it as such. It is incompressible.
But it isn't actually though, because
It is.
with ideal
It
gas
is
law,
actually.
it's perfectly elastic collisions.
Bro,
They make
gas.
these assumptions.
It's not a gas. You're making this mistake.
I know,
bro.
but it's a fluid.
But
So if water was that, then it would be. You could basically expand ideal gas law to ideal fluid law because it would be an ideal liquid.
Use it on steam, because that changed phase. You can't use it on liquid water. No.
What if?
That's why I pull out the steam tables. Did you guys hear me say pull out the steam tables?
Bro, I'm talking about something else. And
No, that's water or
something
steam.
No, but he has a point because he's saying when water is compressed, most of the time it turns into steam because it creates heat when it becomes compressed. So then it vaporizes and it turns.
Not what I'm saying, really, but I'm saying it's not compressible the other way when it's in liquid phase.
I'm thinking, what if it's in one of these spaces on the planet, like where some of these pyramids are, where the gravitational pull is different? And then what if then it can take on a different property?
Gravitation. Assumption.
Because it would be in a different observable, like, law of physics, essentially, in that area because of the different pull, because of the magnetized blocks. So it's like, could that potentially have an effect that deep where it could equal something like that, or is that just some smoked out thinking? I don't know.
I'm just talking classical mechanics. I didn't go.
Yeah, percent sign. Think about this: if you put dirt on top of you, the dirt pushes down on you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing with water, but the dirt's not compressing. It's just the force is going down. It's going into you, right?
Yeah, because water and me are both compressible. There's no such thing as an incompressible medium. That's my point.
No, that's what. Look, what's a solid then? What describes a solid?
What do you mean? What describes it?
Phases of matter. What's the difference between a solid, a liquid, and a gas?
I would say the density of it. Yeah, how compact the matter is.
And that's it. There's more. There's
mercury,
more specific. You know,
because mercury is denser than some solids, right? It's not density, right?
I would say surface tension is also something to think about.
That's kind of what I was alluding to, because some of those Mesoamerican pyramids have rivers of mercury.
It's nothing but the kinetic energy of the molecules, and I can prove it as such with a piece of iron, and I shall put nothing but fucking heat in it, and I'll turn it into vapor. And I'll show you how this vapor will condense on glass. It's called metal vapor deposition. We do this all day long. All fucking day long.
No, I know that process.
So I wouldn't say it's only that.
It's kinetic energy that drives all of this, and here's my fucking citation for this. Like, I'm not gonna even play games. Like, here, bang.
No, because Tesla ran something off a similar system.
We're not talking about Tesla. Sure. What are you talking about?
The continuous. I mean, that people today want to label it as perpetual, but we all know it's not perpetual. That's just some fake fucking bullshit name they give it. The 0-point energy system. It would have changed.
Yeah, this is not 0 point. This is real point thermodynamics. How the world actually works. I understand that.
On a molecule level, it's the same idea. It's just not using electrons.
But we have losses here.
Anyways, you guys heard it here first. Compressibility is the necessary antecedent for a pressure gradient.
Okay, they'll give you a Nobel Prize for it. Cool.
I've got a question about the pressure gradient.
This is so funny.
You're listening, man. No, bro. All right, man. I thought you were going for a snack or some shit.
It's like a college student debating a grade school student.
It's okay.
We got the pressure gradient. Can that be demonstrated on a smaller scale? Like, can we have a pressure gradient?
Sure, it can.
Test tube?
Go get a propane tank. Go get any gas tank you want, and it'll have a pressure gradient in it. Liquid and gas with heavy metals on the bottom if any particulates get in there.
Can we do it with air, though, and have, like, gauges so we can
oxygen tanks, see? Yes, we can do it with air.
I mean, he's not wrong.
But wouldn't
okay, so I'll give you a better example of air. My air compressor ends up with a gradient in all the time. It's got metal and fluids at the bottom, right? and air on top, and you have to bleed it out and let out all the fluid because it has a gradient. So that's the only way we can demonstrate a gradient is through containment. And before you can have a gradient, you have to have pressure.
So I have a question: Is there less air pressure on top of Mount Everest?
Yeah, that doesn't matter. The only way we can demonstrate a lowering pressure or a gradient is in a container.
But to answer the question, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you demonstrate that gradient, that exact same effect, without a container?
You can't, and that's the fucking most hilarious thing ever, because that's like the most basic science experiment in the fucking world, and people are still trying to say
you can't make gas contain gas, and you guys come in here with this. Well, this gas I pour out in an ideal state, it'll hold things down. Yeah, momentarily, temporarily, but then it'll disperse and it'll equalize with everything else, just like
I
we
was
said.
just talking about the fact that that gases have potential energy, and you need to put energy into it, right?
Yeah.
To move it
And
up, right?
Well, that's temperature. We've
as
covered
somebody
that.
who
We covered that
backpacked at
10 times over the
12,000
last
feet,
hour.
It's temperature. I mean, yeah, temperature of, yeah. I don't disagree with that.
like it's definitely, the air is just thinner up there. The pressure, it changes some shit. Like as someone who's fucking
The temperature
backpacked up there,
changes the pressure.
exactly. And it's like that's not just because of the height. It's a whole different thing up there. But like once you're acclimated, like you get used to it. It's kind of crazy. But initially when you get up there, it's absolutely insane. Like I did a pretty big backpacking trip above 10,000 feet, and I spent some time to get like acclimated. Like you chill in the town before you go full backpacking for like at least 5 days before you start doing that shit, because you need to get acclimated to like just that level of oxygenation in the fucking just your regular breaths. I don't know. Maybe it's because I got asthma. It's a little bit harder for me, but like
yeah, I would
everybody
say so.
was saying shit about that though. Like,
I think for everyone it's bad.
We
Like,
hunt
doesn't your
elk in the
brain
mountains?
expand or some
No.
shit?
We
that's
hunt
what I
elk
mean.
in the
Like
mountains in
when you
Colorado.
initially,
We
like
go
we
straight
took
to
some
base
time to
camp.
get
We
up.
don't take our time getting up there.
And what's base at? Like 10,000 feet?
That or a little further. That's where all the elk are.
No, that 100%. That's where you find them, and it's like, like, me, I'm a city slicker. If you're coming from fucking 1,000 feet, and you go up there, like you're sucking and you're
gonna
huffing
feel
and
it.
puffing hard. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna fucking
do
feel it.
less shit up there.
Yeah,
Period.
100%. It's gonna take you a couple
That's
days.
why I
at
don't elk
least.
hunt with heavy-footed motherfuckers, because you can spend a day, like you can see a herd of elk a mile or two away from you. Now I don't care. I'm a sharpshooter from the Marine Corps, but I'm still don't want to take a long distance shot if I don't have to. But I can creep
There's
my
just
ass
no
up
reason
there.
to take a long distance shot. The whole point of the game is
Right.
to get as close as
Yeah.
possible.
So I can sneak up there, but the guy I'm hunting with might not be able to. And if they hear one twig
I hear
snap,
that.
the entire herd will jump
They're
up
gone.
and run 5 miles.
They're gone.
Yeah,
Yep.
he tried to sneak, but they heard him.
No,
Well,
unfortunately,
I can do it
hate to say
fine,
it,
dude.
but I've been there when the buddy you tag along fucks the whole thing up, and
Yeah.
you're like, and now we're not gonna get shit, bro, because we're not
You
hiking
look at him
another
with the 8mm
Fucking
mag and you
Marshall.
say, "Look, bitch, you stay right here. I'll be back with an elk in 5 hours because of you."
Like literally, yeah. People don't understand. Joe Rogan wasn't lying about that elk jerky. That shit hits different. There's a reason it's on rich people's charcuterie boards, because that shit's fucking fire, and they don't want you to know.
It's real good.
Fucking
Elk is some of
gas.
the best meat to eat.
It's the best
healthiest.
fucking
Elk,
shit I've
moose.
ever had on a charcuterie board ever. And anybody who wants to talk about some shit in France, I'm just like, it's bitch made to fucking West Coast elk meat on a fucking with some nice cheese. You're capping. That's way better.
You ever had black bear meat?
I've had black bear meat, yes.
I've never
good.
Been on a bear hunt. I think it's
Oh,
good.
really?
It's kind of sweet.
Damn. Damn, I've never had bear. That's crazy. I've had weird animals. Like
for
I've
you,
eaten
too.
snake, but I've never had bear. That's definitely on the list.
We hunt black bear every season here.
You guys eat
Yeah.
snake?
I've had snake before. That's just some weird shit that I can snare trap out in the desert.
I'll put it this way. I took a survival course in Guantanamo. I've ate bugs, live spiders, grubs, night crawlers, whatever I had to make it to the pickup point.
Yeah, I know. I know
About
that.
the only meat I don't want to try on Earth is man. You some nasty motherfuckers.
I'm right there with you, man. I've had to do
half
some
your
gnarly
motherfuckers
shit.
don't wash your hands. The other half don't wash your ass or their hands.
Yo, your
realize-
girl had no such inhibitions.
You realize humanity's being groomed to eat people, though, right? You realize this, right?
So, yo, Ethan, you got any more questions, man?
He said,
I know
"Hurry
you're a
up,
Glover.
I
Get
forgot
past
all
the
my
cannibalist
questions.
shit."
All right.
We're talking about bear meat now and human meat.
Oh, I'm eating too. It's all good. I mean, if you want to talk about that, go for it.
I've done 2 different wilderness courses, both that were like 28 days, so like 4 weeks in the woods in 2 different areas in the U.S. And one of them I fucking
Were
caught
you
a
an
chipmunk.
Eagle Scout?
Nah, it was some different shit. It was like a private program. It was some bitch made
Yeah, I
shit.
went
But
to the Scouts, Eagle Scout, ROTC, then Marine Corps.
yeah, I never joined any none of that shit. I always did anything private. I'm in sales now. I'm fully playing the game. That's what we got to do. They want us not to play the game. I'm here to finesse and fucking make all this. Later, they can get fucking annulled.
How much did it cost to do the survival course, like the civilian one?
It's a decent amount.
I have no idea.
I did one. So my dad has a house out in Utah, so that was a jumping off point for one because I did one in the desert in southern Utah in the summer. The other one was like we did rock climbing and shit in North Carolina though. It was like outside of Raleigh. I had to do some sketchy shit because I went into North Carolina airport and then I got on like a single engine propeller plane and like flew like a real short flight and basically like corkscrew circled into this dirt landing pad and they were like, all right, you're gonna hike a mile and meet up with the people because I came in like midway through. These people were doing like 3-month excursions and I just came for like 1 month. It was insane. Fucking absolute madmen.
Where?
North Carolina. Raleigh. Outside Raleigh.
I
in the mountains.
skydived into my jungle training. I got kicked out the airplane at a certain height.
Yep.
3 months is some dedication, dude. I've done like 2 weeks, but that's some dedication, man.
That's what I mean. I couldn't do that. Like I did 28 days. I mean, I guess went back to base camp. Like the full total trip is a little bit longer than that, but like actually trekking in the woods with the pack.
I can stay alive
28
in the
days.
wilderness as long as I want to, so long as I know I'm going to get back where the chicks are.
Yo, who wants to go to Everest or K2 with me?
I would do K2 because
You gonna
that
smoke K2 or I'm kidding.
No, K2 is actually badass because that involves mixed climbing. That's ice climbing and rock climbing together. Like K2 is actually like very skill intensive to survive that and do it successfully. Mount Everest is just a straight schlep up really high.
I mean, I think it depends on how you're doing it because a lot of these people, they have like the Sherpas or whatever going in before them, doing the hooks and the lines and stuff, and all you're doing is just like, you
got to do that.
Pushing yourself up. It's
100%. No,
it's
you
cake.
have to do that for both. Absolutely. There's no way you're I don't know. Like I've been doing it for a long time. I'm not free climbing to set the ropes on the K2 climbs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing that for a long time. I'm not ice climbing that. I don't care what anybody says. Like that's what
that would be like the true skill. Otherwise, you're just like it's
I'm
kind of
not
easy.
doing that. Yeah, no, that's why I'm like, at least do K2 because that's, you're doing rock climbing, you're doing ice climbing together. That's called mixed climbing. You're doing mixed climbing almost the entire way, and it's way more difficult than what Everest is. It's way more skill intensive than Everest. Anybody will tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I got into ice climbing. My fucking dad got me into the shit. It's some smoked out shit. It's literally the fucking Modern Warfare 2 mission. But like the meme about the sport is because they actually do have like World Cup professional shit with it. The dude who fucking invented it died doing it. And that's the meme about it really. But it's just kind of hilarious because the way that you get fucked, what do you do when you're, because most of the stuff that you're climbing naturally, and this is the really beautiful part of the sport, honestly, is you're climbing frozen waterfalls. So you could do a hike in the summer and see like this cool thing, and then come back in the winter, it's froze over, and you get to climb up that and stand in like the center of this thing, and like it's a view you'd never get to get otherwise. Kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's
like I
pretty
said,
cool.
I only have like true respect for the people that are free climbing and setting the lines.
Yeah, that's mad lad. Like the one guy who he's a Mormon, he's a Southern Utah guy who I go climbing with every time I go out there. He's fully hardcore and he always does that for us. But like, you know, what do you do when you're on a spire of ice that's not connected to rock, that's just hanging off a frozen thing, and a big chunk of ice the size of a fucking Volkswagen up right above you comes off? What happens? What do you do?
Well, you don't trip out. That's for sure.
No, you know, you hug the ice as hard as you can, and you hope for the best. But like
Hope like hell you're set in.
that's that. There's not much you can do about that, and that's how most of the people end up getting fucked by that.
Some
shit.
of that shit is overboard, man. There's really no reason to train for it. I see, but I do like a good climb.
I don't know if there was a crazy movie on
I've done it with core
Netflix,
buddies.
I think it was like Free Solo.
It might take 2 weeks to get up there, but me and my core buddies will get down in a day.
No, I feel
we'll scale that motherfucker quick.
I'm right on that, dude. I just had like I got into it at a young age. My dad got me into it, and like I just had a natural skill.
What I want to try next though would be the shit where you'd climb that hill and then bust out your wingsuit and then jump off that motherfucker. Because I want to try the wingsuit.
See, no, that is kind of the, because I've skydived. I feel like
gliders,
you probably skydived before.
Ultralights. Yeah, I was a.
But I've never done
a special skills operator, so I'm proficient at diving. But
yeah, I've jumped out of planes. I've skydived, but I've never done. I've got on the glider with.
I want to do the wingsuit.
But I've never done the wingsuit. That'd be fucking.
That'd be the shit.
Yeah, that squirrel suit. That'd be nice.
It's as close as you're gonna get to your Superman, motherfucker.
No, yeah, facts. Like that's.
Like After Earth with Will Smith and his real kid.
No, but like, still, that's sick. Oh man. Damn, how much does a wingsuit cost? What's the price index on that?
Kite gliding would be fun too.
3,600. That's like
for a good one.
That's like that's doable though. Like that's totally doable. Like there's probably a lot of people that are like you're cranked, but I'm like if you're finessing the system like I am, you got a good ass job because you know what the fuck you're doing. Like,
I mean,
yeah, man.
This one is like $1,200. I'll show it to you.
You gotta play the game. They don't want you to play the game. You gotta beat the game. I got this
shit tabbed and marked because I'm looking into this. My daughter just came home from the Navy.
Sick.
My son and my youngest daughter said they won't do this with me. I'm trying to.
You're like, yo, let's get the wingsuit.
Trying to talk my oldest daughter into let's get the wingsuit.
They're like, you're nuts. You're like, bro, come on. I've jumped out of planes.
Go to Cedar Point. We'll get on the highest motherfucking roller coaster they got and jump the fuck off when it peaks.
Dude, that'd be sick.
It would. People think, well, how would you land it? Well, it's not. I could conceive of.
You have a parachute on along with that. That's a whole nother story.
That's
you have you have the glider parachute with the fucking wingsuit. That's for totally later.
Yeah,
that's how it works. Everyone's like, "Well," I'm like,
technically
are you
should have
dumb?
two, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that one comes with the backup. That one has the emergency one as well. That's standard op. That's how it fucking works.
Yeah, but for a couple minutes here, you'd be having fun like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's not like it's the longest thing ever,
You
but
can
like
identify as a jet fighter.
there's a lot of people who
I'm an F-15,
yeah.
bitch.
No, there's a lot of people who can't say that they've skydived, and that's let alone to say
I
they've
think
done
it's
it
a
enough time
logical
to say they're
progression from
proficient in it.
skydiving. Anybody
Exactly.
who doesn't mind skydiving would look at this suit and be like, hell yeah. We can do that. I think
Damn.
I'd want the fucking suit. There's a few different types, but the one I think I would like, it has the most air resistance, the most surface area.
Damn, I'm playing fucking Minecraft right now.
I was playing COD Mobile with my kid a minute ago. With my son, my kid, whatever.
Motherfuckers will play Minecraft and still be like, yeah, no, it's definitely a ball. All I'm saying is go try and find a fucking thesaurus from 1958 in a public library. And then when they don't give it to you, be like, why is that?
Why?
They ain't gonna
And
have
then,
any answers, dude.
then they'll be like, yeah, actually, we don't have any prior to the year 1958. We only have 1959 further. And I'm like, huh, that's strange. I wonder why that is.
It's when they started fucking with the English language.
Nah, that's back when they had some of those OG maps in there of the actual Arctic circles and stuff in the Antarctic that they've since now said are totally different. But it's just classic memes.
They took all those and the Encyclopedia Britannicas out in the 60s and burned them all.
Literally, they're
Way
all
back.
gone. Go try and find one on eBay. You won't be able to find one pre-1959. They're impossible to fucking find. It's hysterical.
Actually, Tucker, 59, before 56, the big jump, or I don't know, the Richard Bird, you know?
Yep, exactly. No,
Yeah.
Admiral Byrd. People don't know
Admiral.
fucking shit about that shit.
Operation High Jump.
Yep.
No, I think Flat Earther must know that. I think so.
I know about it.
Yeah, I feel like most people, that's like entry level, like something that got them questioning, like, hey, yo, like, what's up with that? Like,
What's
just,
up?
just
He
initially
said,
being like, just, and then, like, I know for me, that was something that was like entry level that got me interested in the proposition of, okay, yeah, like, I know they lie about everything else. Like, why wouldn't it be
look about lying. They still lying. You know that.
nonstop?
They still
You guys making me want
not
to play this
stopping. You
song.
know,
Why
not
would they lie?
stopping.
Why would they lie? Why would they lie?
Because it's like, why, it's
Okay, about the question why they lying about. Okay, that's we can put other.
and it's such a meme now at this point because there's stuff that's
You
come
know,
out that's like the head
it's
of the
not about flat
CIA
Earth.
saying
You know?
like, oh, our goal is, we won't have our mission accomplished until everything the American public believes is false. Like, that's like a direct quote that's certified and is like listed in the fucking shit now that's mainstream at this point. And people are like, oh yeah, no, it's still like, it's okay. Like, I watched that episode of fucking NCIS on TNT, so it's the government's good now, and I'm okay with it. Like,
I'm not
that's
talking.
literally fucking.
I'm not talking about government. I'm talking about they don't want you to see that there is other lands that you can explore. That's what the admiral say. There is other lands that we can explore.
And
From
sounds like you speak Arabic. That's what you sound
1956,
like.
yeah, from 1956, the admiral said, "We see lands, we see hot waters, we see
Do you mind if I ask a question though?
And there's that one radio interview where he talks about when he had contact with some fucking
Yeah,
crazy shit that people want to say
it
isn't
was,
true, and it's like
it was aired. Yeah, it was
it's
aired.
clearly
If we are
his
also
voice on the
sure-
tape. It's clearly legit, and they want to say it's not a real tape. It's
I mean,
crazy.
It's not a voice. It's live.
It's clearly Admiral Byrd. He's recording on a
If we're so sure there's lands out there that need to be explored, why haven't we explored them?
Well, who's to say we haven't? We're just the ones who aren't privy to that.
Is that Branch?
Because
oh my god,
That's that fucking Branch guy.
because
that's Branch, dude.
GOF
They're not ready for this guy.
don't want us. Don't
They're
want
not.
us to discover it.
They
Like
think that the people aren't ready for that shit, which
No,
most
no,
probably aren't.
Listen, Branch, we haven't went and looked for it because you ain't packed the lunch yet. I got the boat. What's up?
Well, like I got
the fucking cabin cruiser. now back our fucking
charter a
boat.
jet right now.
My man, I got
Let's
bologna,
fucking go.
I'll co-captain. I'll co-captain. Bro.
I just sold a crazy deal. I can
be
take
purling
that
up
off.
purling up
The
some blunts, you know
motorized
what I'm saying?
cabin cruiser. We'll just put a sail on the motorized cabin cruiser, and we'll just sail till our little heart's content. Fuck it.
Let's go.
If we get in a hurry,
you know
to
what?
get
You know
back,
what, my man?
we'll turn the fucking motors on.
Cook that
All
curry,
right.
brother. Cook that
I'll
curry.
only set sail if we're naming the ship the Black Pearl. We're raising the
We
fucking
need
pirate
lunch,
flag.
we need water, we need fishing poles, and
How much
that.
do I have to pay? How much do I have to pay to get to get a ride with y'all?
I'll come with a
you
bunch
have
of
to pay
body
us,
armor
man.
and
Fuck that
fucking
shit.
Well, I'm thinking
1,000
that
rounds
fucking-
Deal with
it's
you?
gonna be-
Fuck.
I'm thinking that it's gonna be fucking funded. By
Right,
my man,
right.
My
Yeah,
man
Bob.
right here, you know.
Oh, we got the food. You just put in the labor and call
I'll
that even.
bring a pirate flag and cannonball from about
Madam Ward, you're not gonna fund it?
1700s. Late 1700s.
Yeah, I'm bringing
cannonball.
cash.
I'm
I'm
watching the
bringing
video,
cash.
bro.
All right, this guy's got cash. We got the Arab and the cash. He's got the oil money, the Saudi oil money.
Oil money, yeah.
Oil money.
Oil
Yeah, I got it, bro.
No,
You got the
I
oil
don't
money.
have
Dude.
a field here.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Come
I'm sure
Come
you
on,
do.
guys.
In the
I'm a
sense.
flat earther, man.
Madam
I'm
Ward,
a
you can't
flat
just spend it.
earther,
You
man.
gotta come with us. You gotta come with them.
Yarr.
You don't have an
Voice
oil
the
well, bro?
colors, Smitty.
Hey, Madam Ward.
Wallahi, believe me, I'm fucked up like you guys.
Why are you fucked up?
We
He
live in a
doesn't have-
society.
He doesn't have an oil well. That's why.
Why are you fucked up?
You live in country with a green land and whatever, and you don't eat
Nah, man,
grass.
you need to see.
You know, you don't
This time
eat
of
grass.
night.
I don't.
Flex
eat-
on.
I don't drink
You look like
oil.
a
You
green
know,
black Texas right now.
I don't drink oil. You know, there is a grass in your country, and there is oil in my country. I
Bro,
don't.
what I'm trying to say is in Texas
we
right
do
now.
eat grass.
We got grass and oil.
We got oil here too. They're
We got
pumping
plenty of
oil
oil, actually.
all over Michigan.
Alaska is full of
why
oil.
does all the food in our
all
country
about-
have poison in it though? What's up with that? Why is all these chemicals banned in Europe, but here they're just like, yeah, die.
If you gotta ask why, there's no sense having the conversation.
I mean, entirely based.
It's about
more of a
politics.
rhetorical question. It's just like, come on,
and
guys.
politics.
It's for the same
And
reason that
politics.
it's the same reason why we
Where's-
gotta fucking
Where's
worry
Bong
about
Sao at, man?
our healthcare and shit.
Bong
It's the
Sao.
same way, like
Bong Sao,
Bong Sao, Bong Sao.
but did you die?
Bong Sao number
Bong
one.
killing.
He
Bong
smoked too much weed.
Sabaydika.
There you go.
Come here, we got to Bong Sao.
Bong chilling.
Bong Sao, Bong Sao. Bong Sao.
Chicken and
Oh,
rice.
there he is. Batman is live.
Bring back my chicken and rice.
Bang Sao, you Mexican.
I don't see your
I'm
dogs.
fucking hungry.
What?
I don't see your
Bang Sao,
fucking dogs. I don't see
by
a
the way,
fucking
guys.
cat.
By the way, guys. By the way,
What's up?
guys.
What's up? What's up?
The
So you say you're a flat earther, bro? I know. Listen.
yeah. I'm
All
Whose
right.
shit
Give
sounds
me.
like a broken AM
to the
radio?
bone. To
I
the
think it's
bone.
Bong
I'm a
Song.
flat earther to
All
the
right.
bone.
Give me. All
But
right. Then listen. This is your chance to earn the role as a flat earther. So give me your best 3 proofs why Earth is flat, and I'll give you the flat earther role. This is your chance to shine.
You ask me
If you
last
say
week.
die hard, go ahead. Tell me why.
Okay. The water won't curve. That's the first. That means there is no gravity.
Joe
Second,
Biden.
okay. Secondly, I will give it to you hard. 4 things is lie. Curvature.
Damn.
Sorry, not curvature first.
Come on, quit interrupting me.
The globe is a lie. The gravity is lie. Satellite is lie. And the atmosphere is lie. That's
Why is it a lie?
the second. That's the second thing. Thirdly, when I see Earth, it's Earth. It's not a planet. You know, I I'm happily to say I'm a flatter for 4.5 years. I'm not. I didn't born as a flatter. Huh?
You did a
Nobody.
great. You almost convinced me that
Nobody
Earth is
is.
fucking flat.
Nobody is.
I'm just trying to say you almost convinced me that the Earth is flat.
Are you global?
No,
Bong chilling.
I'm branch.
Okay.
I'm not global.
Okay.
He is. He's lying to you, man. He is global.
I'm simple, and I'm not looking forward to convince global because the global head is like thick as my fucking.
You're a flat earther. That's it.
Are you trying to
It's that
say
easy,
I'm
bro.
thick as shit, my man?
Thick. Yep, it's pretty fucking thick.
No, did you just call me thick as shit?
Yeah, pretty. Yeah, I guess he did, man.
Yeah, see,
Oh, I thought he said we were going to take turns chatting on you.
I don't like that.
I'm bringing my battle axe.
Let's go, Branch. Come on, fire at this guy. Let's go, Niz, you and Branch.
I gotta be careful
discuss the shape of the
Damn,
Earth.
son,
If
where'd
I
you
call you
find
guys,
this?
then you
No.
fucking
You like me up. You like me
real.
more. Actually, sorry.
Take your time.
I've been here in the Discord ladies' night. That's the first time I see the ladies'
So
night.
you're a woman?
Don't tell me you're the one. Are you
I'm
the
a
one that
woman.
Indio?
Yeah,
Are
I
you a
like
woman?
you, man. Yeah, I'm a woman.
No.
But
Wait.
I was on the ladies' night, but actually, I'm not a anti-feminist. Sorry, I'm not a feminist, but I'm not anti-feminist. But this session is better than.
If you're not anti-feminist, do you know what that means? You are.
I'm not a feminist, and I'm not an anti-feminist.
So how about
Both.
the base Chad?
He's
trucker
like
from
I say fuck them
Canada?
both.
Yeah, fuck them to death. Honestly,
have your own
Yeah, fuck
opinion.
'em.
That's what he's saying, man. He's like neutral.
I don't care. Don't tell me. Don't tell that thing I didn't tell.
It's called
I
go
don't
fuck yourself,
give a
yeah?
fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't give a fuck. Okay, the woman
reading
is
your
a
mind.
woman. That's it. Okay, It's a
She's
creature.
always a
It's a creature.
woman to me.
The woman is a woman. It's a creature, you
Bro,
know.
a woman is a person just like me and you.
Yeah, it's my mom. It's my mom.
Right.
It's my
I don't understand what you're
sister.
talking
It's
about.
my
It's a
daughter.
thing. A
Could be
woman
my
is a
grandma.
person just like me and you.
Actually, yeah, it's my It's my wife.
She can with a smile. She can wound with her eyes. She can
But we
ruin your
cannot.
faith with her
We cannot go
casual
along with
lies.
them. We
She
cannot go
only
along
reveals
with
what she
them.
wants you to see. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman to
Like
me.
a devil.
What are we talking about? No flat Earth stuff.
Okay,
Hell
flat
no.
Earth.
Branch, you're not trolling anymore,
We've
Branch.
been
Flat
rocking
Earth,
around the
flat Earth,
Christmas tree for
flat
about an
Earth,
hour
please.
now.
Flat Earth,
I
please.
want to buy another gun
I
so
just
You,
finished
you,
my
bad.
you need
blunt.
to listen, bro. If you don't think I'm
What
trolling
you
right now, you
into?
need to
I got
fucking
some guns.
realize.
I'm trying to get a P90 and 5.7 with the short barrel, but it's so much fucking money, and I live in a fucking
Oh, dude.
bullshit ass state right now, and I'm just
Those
like,
are like exotics, man.
damn.
If you
I don't
already
give
got
a
one
fuck.
pistol, go get a
I'll
rifle.
drop 4 bands on that. I already had a rifle. I got a pistol. I got a rifle. I want my
Okay,
shit.
so you want
One of
something
my
nice.
God damn,
Okay.
was that
I
like
got
a
a
boys,
bunch
sneeze?
of
one of my
guns.
boys
That
When I
sounded like a
say a
got a
sneeze
bunch,
Vector.
fart.
One
when
of
I
my
say a
boys
bunch, I
just
mean
got a
so many,
Vector
I'm not
and
counting them
45
for you.
cal, and that's why I'm like, fuck. I've been fantasizing about this P90 for so long, and my boy just got the Vector, and I'm like, fuck, fuck. He got a Vector in 45 with the silencer. I'm like, bro, I gotta get it now. I need
dude.
this. I need the Secret Service gun, the short barrel P90 with the red dot.
Bro, listen. If you're gonna splurge, bro, why don't you grab a scar?
Fuck a scar.
I got a
What?
Dude,
got
I
a
built
Sig
a
Sauer.
I don't know, man. I
you
like
build.
I
we
like
build-
308s. I don't know. That's
I
just
did
me.
300 black. I like black powder. 300 blackout. It's a base Chad round. You know,
All right.
I did it. I did a ghost gun.
User preference, you know.
300 black.
If you want
man.
some of that, what's that? 9mm.
Wait, you did a ghost gun?
I like flat
I mean,
dark earth.
not really. It's mine's in flat dark earth based. I have a 9 that's also a flat dark earth. It's a FN 509. But honestly, like 9mm, what the fuck is that? I'm trying to get a Mark
No.
23 and 45, but I want that P90.
My
in,
45 is a 1911 gun. Desert Eagle.
I just want to go
ACP. It was
It
issued to me
depends
in
what you're
the
trying to achieve, man. 9mm.
Not really
There's
a
nothing
Glock
wrong
guy.
with that. You
It's
know.
9mm is a survival.
What do you want? It depends what you want. 45.
That's what I mean.
I mean, velocity is king, in my opinion.
Hey,
Like
I like
not,
rifles.
Look,
I'm not pissed about having
this
the
is
9mm.
for when all the bullshit
I
playing
want a
around
45.
is done.
Yeah, facts. 45
500
is a
mag.
stopper. 45
Oh,
will drop
nice.
a person in a shot like that.
It's a 500 mag. It's for when you're done fucking around.
Absolutely.
AK-47 is the best.
Oh,
so
you're an Arab, of course, bro.
So that's
Arab,
essentially
yeah.
Arab,
Taliban,
AK-47, let's go.
So the three,
Salam, bro.
Dusty, muddy, rainy, everything. It
the
works.
300
It
blackout
works.
round is essentially an AK-47 bullet put on a 5.56 casing, and they just put black powder in it to make it go fast enough.
I just
That's
run
why
the
I love this.
300.
It's based.
When the Apocalypse, okay.
You just run the 300, man. I prefer a 308 though.
308 is definitely more punch, but the recoil, I don't know. I like 300 black.
There's no recoil on it, dude.
Wait, is that yours, Battle
Oh,
Mod?
come on.
Yes, it is.
I was just gonna say
I'm an
though,
ex-Marine. You think
if you've ever shot
punk shit?
subsonic, have you ever shot subsonic 300 black on a
I have not.
silencer?
I have not actually. I know.
It's really fucking quiet. Like I'm telling you,
subsonic. Yeah, you need
subsonic on 300 black is completely different than any other subsonic round I've shot.
Velocity is king. Remember, I'm a velocity junkie. Let the crack. I don't care. Let it be loud. It's a rifle.
I'm telling you, 300's a big bullet though. That's still going to hit you with a lot of force. So I'm like,
I get it.
like that. It was crazy, dude. I shot it at an indoor
Kinetic
range.
energy loss at range is high though.
300.
That's a close range.
Right? Yeah,
but like that's that's when you'd be
effective
using
range.
Mid range.
Yeah,
yeah.
Short mid range.
Fatly short.
Listen,
mid.
300. Look, I would have
Close
like
to
8-inch barrel, little silencer, something like that in an AR.
Nah,
Yeah, I don't know.
have
Some
I have
tiny,
I got a Harrison Davis
tiny ass
7.62
fucking.
I have a longer
with a
barrel
fluted
on mine.
barrel.
How big is yours?
I'm a military.
I have like a
okay, and
14-inch barrel.
I shoot
big?
with the
14-inch.
50.
Okay.
Maybe.
It's not crazy big, but it's long
Yeah,
enough to where I can actually go reach out and touch something far away.
Yeah. I mean, that's for the 308 though. You see, that's why I went super compact on that. You see, that's how my brain works, right? You see what I built? Like something, boom, 8-inch barrel, low silencer since, it's subsonic, boom.
Yeah.
Low silencer, boom, done. Nice. Little fucking short.
I fully bought into
stock or
300
something.
black.
Oh my
before
god.
It was,
that's
super
fire.
overpriced now.
Not
I
all
bought
it's
into it
cracked up
back
to
when
be.
it was like less expensive than 5.56.
It's not really universal. It's
Yeah.
specific. It's use specific. It's not really.
It's
all
super
cracked up to
specific.
be.
That's why it's like it's kind of anal, honestly.
Yeah, it's for urban combat.
Like
it's not for long distance or mid range. Yeah.
I mean, if you have a longer barrel, you can do longer
I'm not
range,
going
but
to take
it's
a
like an AK.
308
It's
and
gonna
then
have a lot of
limit
drop off.
myself by my ammunition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because a good long distance ammunition is just as effective at short range.
I don't know though. Like I still feel like the
No
300.
Marines blow putting 2 in you.
Well, fair enough. I mean, the 300 just has so much more stopping power than a 5.56. Like that's just kind of where I'm at with
junk
it.
in my opinion, but
And that's exactly where I'm with it. Like 300 will still crack a plate.